So far this year, the WWE has released over 30 plus people, and from the looks of it, they're not finished. Fans and myself found it puzzling that the WWE released the talent that resonated with the fans really well. Of course, for some, getting released from the WWE doesn't hurt that much, but it's often sad to see wrestlers who were stuck in catering waiting to get that spotlight lose their jobs, but still keep some of their talent that barely contributed to anything on the payroll and taking up space. The WWE had often said numerous times that the reason for a lot of these releases is because of budget cuts and salary issues, in which I find it hard to believe because they had no problem bringing back a recently released superstar that literally no one asked for, like B-Fab as an example. Out of all the names released, Braun Strowman, Shotzi, and Cora Jade really received a lot of eyebrow raising considering that two of the wrestlers were injured and the other took time away dealing with family matters and recently got married. All of this makes zero sense because the WWE put all three of these wrestlers in feuds, but then got their walking papers after literally being on TV, which I find absolutely nuts. The main problem with the WWE is that their system usually revolved around with the same wrestlers and employees, or I would like to call it the main circle of 12. Two champion holders, two contenders, two feuding wrestlers, two top stars that draw ratings, two mid-carders, and two low-carders. That's it. That's every Monday, Tuesday, and Friday night, usually when the WWE air its weekly programming, not counting the pay-per-views and PLEs that they have during the weekend. When you have stars like Becky Lynch, Roman Reigns, Seth Rollins, Bayley, Bianca Belair, Jey Uso, Gunther, while the list goes on and on for the top stars, it's going to be tough for someone who went through the developmental system and then brought up to NXT to get a little exposure where he or she would do about 2 or 3 years in NXT and then called up to the main roster, whereas the next thing he or she knows, they won't be used simply because the main roster is really oversaturated with talent that have been in the WWE for years and they're not leaving anytime soon. Also, part-timers and sometimes the legends make it worse as they're only there when WrestleMania or SummerSlam rolls around. Then they dip and not be seen for a while as they will share the spotlight with the current top stars while others are just left in the dust. To conclude this, I'm going to say this. Well, Mick Foley said this years ago. The WWE is sometimes not the place to be, as there are other promotions that would take talent for who they are and the talent wouldn't have to wait days, weeks, months, or even years to get noticed. The minute he or she signs that dotted line on that contract with the WWE, they're property within the company, no exceptions. Honestly, I believe wrestlers and employees being released by the WWE is sometimes a blessing in disguise, as there are more opportunities for him or her awaits. The WWE may be the ultimate dream of destination for up-and-coming wrestlers, but at the end of the day, in reality, the WWE is a business, and if that person doesn't have it, that's it. To the WWE wrestlers and employees that were recently released, take time away from the ring and reinvent yourself. Toni Storm was a great example of reinventing oneself. She had a great run in an NXT UK and the American version of NXT. Then she was called up to the main roster and it never worked out. Her last feud was with Charlotte Flair, which was horrible, and she was the butt of jokes when she had a pie thrown in her face on the last time she was on WWE TV. She was released in the WWE in 2021, and she signed with AEW the following year. She joined the Outcast with Saraya, also known as Paige, and Ruby Soho, which was then known as Ruby Riott. And then she left that group, and then she developed a new gimmick that is currently winning with the pro wrestling world right now in the timeless Toni Storm gimmick. That's a great example of reinvention. Her Rockstar gimmick was not working, so she had to throw the Rockstar gimmick away and go to another direction. That's what you should do when you reinvent yourself. Throw your old habits away and start over. Also, pursue hobbies. Also, if wrestlers or employees that were in the WWE that got small businesses on the side, focus on those. Spend time with family and friends. There are some WWE wrestlers right now that also have regular jobs too. So if they have regular jobs outside of wrestling, focus on that too before you can get your next gig. And also, don't settle for anything less. Most of the WWE employees and wrestlers that reach release are currently on 30 or 90-day clauses. Other promotions that these wrestlers can go to after the 30 or 90-day clauses will be the independent circuit, TNA, Ring of Honor, NWA, NJPW, New Japan Pro Wrestling, GCW, Game Changer Wrestling. For the women, you can go to WOW, Women Wrestling, or WOW, or go to the direct competition that is AEW, All Elite Wrestling, and piss the WWE off. Just a little bit. That's going to do it for this edition of the Eli Speed Sportscast. Let me know what you guys think. Please like, comment, share, subscribe, and follow me now on Instagram. Yeah, it's really sad to see some of the talent that been in the WWE for so many years get released. Simply because WWE just has too much talent to roll around with. And the spotlight is too big for some of these wrestlers to get in. When one door closes, another one opens. Take that next chapter and make sure you make the best of it. That's to all the wrestlers and employees who were recently released by the WWE. You guys deserve better. I'll see you on the next one. I'm out.